Welcome, everybody, to the CryoHelpers Podcast. Today, I'm joined with Dan and Ruth, and we have a few others. Oh, and speaking of, Jennifer just logged in. Today, we are talking about Groupon. There's a kind of an even split down the middle on people's opinions on it. And today, we're going to be talking about our experiences with it, our opinions, and, any advice or tips that we could offer for anyone else would be helpful. So, awesome. So yeah, today we're talking about Groupon. I just did the intro, so we're just waiting on Bradley, but he said that we can go ahead and get started. So if anyone wants, ow! I just ripped my microphone out of my headset. All right. So if whoever wants to go first, I guess let's see. I'd majority of the time say no to Groupon. I personally don't like Groupon, but I feel like it can be useful in a certain way, and I'll get into that later into the podcast. But Dan, what's a quick opinion that you got on it?
I like it and I don't like it. I had Groupon with my personal training business.
Mm-hmm.
And I had signed up, and I think I got my first customer 2 years after I signed up. So what they do, I think, is they just promote the companies, the businesses that are people that are making money for them. So as a small business, when I had zero sales, I was at the bottom of the list.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to the main page, you always see 1,000 purchases here, 5,000 there. So they kind of promote that a lot more because that's where they're making their money.
Right.
On the other end, it's free. It didn't really cost me it doesn't cost me anything. And I got a few people here and there after a while. With the cryotherapy, I got a few, and they've become customers now for, ongoing.
Right.
So I think it's good. It's a free site. If you get one, great. If you don't get anything, then it's still up there.
Yeah. So you're kind of on the fence. So you'd say that you're pro Groupon.
I'm pro. The problem with mine is that with the cryotherapy is they don't advertise mobile businesses. So
Right.
You need like a storefront. So I was using my gym where I work and another gym as like the headquarters. So that was a whole other thing, but.
Right.
I like it. I mean, it gives me a chance to talk to someone you're never going to ever meet.
Yeah.
So,
I can see that.
Yeah.
So, Ruth, have you used Groupon, Ruth?
I haven't used Groupon. I've used Voucher in the UK, which I think is slightly different to Groupon in that they get you to advertise on their site, but you have to give it away. So you have to reduce the price so much, it's not really worthwhile doing it, to be honest. But Groupon did approach me before Christmas about doing some stuff in January, but I never got back to them. So my view of Groupon is it's just ridiculously cheap offers to people. Is there more to it than that then? Do they have like a directory of clients, or I don't know?
It's pretty much a coupon site, so yeah, it's pretty much the same thing that you've used. I can't remember what the name of it
Voucher,
was.
Voucher.
Right, yeah. It's pretty much the same thing.
Mm.
So Jennifer, real quick, what's your overall, you pro or against kind of, Groupon?
Well, for us, I've had a long-standing Groupon, and so it just kind of floats around in there. And yeah, I mean, the income is little, but we just have a hard sales whenever people do come in. So in our area, really, I mean, I would say maybe out of every 5 people that come in, we have one that'll buy a regularly priced package afterwards, and we've probably seen maybe like 15. So in my opinion, we've been able to convert a couple of those term, well, I would say we kept more than that. I'd say maybe we kept 5 out of those 15. Because I know a couple just right off the bat that have memberships. So we've been able to convert some of those.
Right.
So those are nice. I mean, it's kind of hard when you see the checks come in because you're like, oh my God, I like $5 or whatever. But I just make sure and train my staff to really just use that as an opportunity. So I'm pretty pro, as long as your main use is to use it as a major marketing tool to get people in the door.
Right. Right. And like you go in with the, you know, ideology that, you know, you want to keep them as, you know, as a recurring client. Like that's the mindset that you go into it, right? You want to make sure that you try and get them to stay in as much as possible, right?
Yeah. And then like I have contract massage therapists that work with me. And for example, I would never do a Groupon with them, you know, because I'm paying a physical person. That's way too little. It's most of the time with massage in the past, they're not coming back. They're just one-hit wonders, you know. But with the cryo, I feel like it's so new. It's a good opportunity also to get just the modality out there, and they can share their experience. Like our reviews on Groupon are like really, really good. So I've been able to take some of those reviews even and implement those into our websites and things like that. So, I mean, just like that, in my opinion, like, okay, we're getting our name out there has been good. So I try not to look at the dollar amount of the Groupon sales as much as the opportunity, you know?
Right. And that's, I like that. Just so I can get, you know, kind of, and for the people listening, are you guys doing anything else for, we'll just say digital marketing besides Groupon, or have you in the past? Or is Groupon kind of like, when it comes to marketing, the only thing that you guys are doing?
We do Facebook ads. We just recently started doing more of those, just specific more to like events and specials. Like we have one running right now for a like a little Wednesday special that we're doing. It's a major discount at $10. We had some issues last year with our machine being broken, so I'm trying to build up some business. And then we do that now links to Instagram automatically. So that's like our main tool, unless you go into like Thrive Hive, which is a marketing thing through text and email. We also use that. And you can purchase things directly through text with that as well. So those are our 2 main ones.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted, because I wanted to know, like, you know, kind of like the mindset of people, because a lot of people who want to try Groupon and want to like use Groupon, they've never done anything. It's like their first step into marketing. So I kind of wanted to see where everyone's experience was on that. So like Ruth, you're using Voucher. Are you using anything else for?
No, I mean, I only did Voucher for a little while.
Right.
I stopped it really. We did some Facebook marketing for about 6 months last year, and it was through a guy who does digital marketing, but it was also using funnels. So it was very focused on getting people to sign up, and then we generate so many leads, but it was a very cheap offer. So it started to filter out there, but it was also it was a lot of administration sat around actually managing it, because you had to keep phoning the people up to get them to make the appointments. Then you get a lot of no-shows. There was quite a lot of upsell using those types of leads, but there's also just the sort of the wow factor people coming along. And it really depends how your advert is worded, because we did it in 2 ways. One brought along all the sick people, and the other one brought along all the sports people. And a lot of the sick people we couldn't really put into the chamber, you know. But we did well on it. But it's not the way I want to go. I don't want to be doing offers all the time. What I want to do is become more professional and more like, you know, this is a service that people need. And not have to cut the prices all the time. So at the moment, I'm working on a marketing strategy to turn everything around. So our posts are changing, and we're more about, you know, the benefits and, you know, how it can help you, and focusing on cryotherapy, you know, that we're a cryotherapy specialist.
Right.
So yeah, no, I am going to be doing stuff, but it's not as sort of direct as, you know, voucher, Groupon.
Right.
We probably will do more Facebook advertising, but in a different way. We're trying to bring people to the website and get more hits on the website that way.
And so you're trying to make your your center more of a clinic as opposed to like a spa. Like you're trying to take the clinic rack. That's nice. I like that. So yeah. And one thing that I forgot to ask, what came first, voucher or Facebook? Which one did you do first?
Oh, I think I did voucher first, but I only did it for a couple of months,
Right.
a few months. And then we did Facebook from last April to about September.
Right.
And it did generate a lot of business. It did, I have to say. So we probably will do something else along those lines.
Right.
But we're just sort of, changing the strategy at the moment. So it's a little bit of a waiting game to turn things around.
Absolutely. And Jennifer, which one came first? Did you use Groupon before you guys started doing Facebook and Instagram?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think the draw, like you said, is for new business, and then also the fact that you don't have to put money up front,
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And for you, Dan, I know you said that, you used Groupon. I don't remember if you said if you were using any other form of marketing. So how about you talk about that for a second?
I'm doing Groupon, and then because I use Vegaro as my scheduling and credit card, I do some marketing on that website on Vegaro. I pay like $10 extra, and they put it on the main screen. So if someone types in my area, it'll come up. You can do daily deals on there. So if I did like 20% off or whatever the case is, it'll go on the main website. So anyone searching for businesses in my area, I'll come up. So that's kind of all I'm doing.
All right. Awesome. But so yeah, I think we can all agree, the way that I see Groupon is that it's really good if you haven't done anything as far as marketing. Like it's a really good first step into it because, it kind of shows you, discount and offer to get, more people in, except I just personally feel that Groupon takes that to a too far of a level when it comes to, the deals that a lot of cryotherapy centers make. Like I've seen someone, what was it? I think it was like a $10 cryotherapy session, a whole body cryotherapy session. I think that's the lowest I saw them. A lot of them were like $18, and like I did the math on that, and there's just no way that they're making any money off of it, and that could really hurt a business if obviously it doesn't cost them anything, but when it costs them about $5 in nitrogen for the whole body chamber, they're selling it for $18. So the Groupon cuts it 50-50. So they're making $9 and then paying $5 on the gas. So they're only making $4 to that one person coming in, who's only coming in because it's such a good deal. And I have seen some good offers on Groupon though, like not good for like on a buyer side, but good as for the business. Like it's not too cheap. So I will say that it's not all bad. I don't think that Groupon is always super devaluing. It's just rare. Like the offer that I personally run for my clients is a $37 cryofacial, and I actually got that from Groupon. And so like it's not all bad. I really think that Groupon's good if you're starting out, but if you've been doing it for a while, there's just a lot better platforms to advertise on aside from Groupon that don't take 40 to 50% of the take at a 80%, 90% discount.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you can't do a bunch of sessions. Like a buddy of mine who was a personal trainer, and their gym did like 8 sessions of personal training on Groupon, which is ridiculous because he's only making like $2 per training session, and he's got to go through 8 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the best way is just to keep it to like 1 or 2, so you get it over with, and then you can flip them. That's what I learned. Just keep it short. Really, really simple.
Mm-hmm.
Right. When you were doing Groupon for your personal trainer, did you not do Groupon for that?
I did, and I'm telling you,
yeah,
2 years, no one bought anything, and I'm like, what is going on here with this thing? And I got into an argument with them. I'm like, you're supposed to be promoting my business. What's the point of me going on here if I'm going to sit on the bottom? And I get the structure. I saw what was going on. They advertise the ones that make the big money because that's where they make the most amount of money, and I get it. But do something for the small business also. And then once someone started buying, then someone else bought, and then I kind of kept on moving up the charts.
Mm-hmm.
So based on what I've gone through, if you have a store, the best thing is to advertise the Groupon to the members in the store. They start buying it, and then you start moving up, so other people then will come to your advertisement. I think that's the best way.
That's some pretty solid advice, and that makes really good sense because if you're because again, education always comes into play when we talk about cryotherapy, and if you're in more of a cryotherapy friendly place like New York or California, or really just the East Coast and the West Coast, if you're like in those that type of place, cryotherapy is a bit more popular there. But if you're like in Texas or Oklahoma or Central America where cryotherapy is unheard of by 99% of the population, you're going to have a hard time on Groupon simply because no one's going to be searching for cryotherapy because no one knows about cryotherapy. So that's like a really good idea to, pitch your current clients, hey, if you want to get a discount, go on Groupon and claim it. So, and then it's just a win-win at that point.
Yeah. That's what I would do if I had a store.
I like that. So, there's a big, discussion talking about how, doing deals, really devalues, your guys's, it devalues a business to do like offers and deals and stuff like that. And to a point, I agree. But if you're making money and your clients are getting a deal, then it's a win-win, as long as you're still staying profitable with it. What's your guys' opinion on that when it comes to offers devaluing?
I think too many offers do devalue your business, and people just wait until the offers are available. So you tend to have lulls, highs and lows, and that's what I'm trying to avoid.
Right. So would you say that they in your experience it was just attracting like the wrong type of audience to your
Possibly.
center?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I think a lot of people sort of do want to try cryotherapy because of the wow factor and because so many sort of well-known people do it. So they come along, they try it with no intention of potentially doing anything else. But then you do get upsell as well. You do.
Mm-hmm.
And it does bring in regular clients. It brings them back in. So it's a bit of a fine line, like you say. Would those clients come back in if there wasn't an offer? You don't know, do you?
Right. Yeah, and that kind of stuff can be pretty hard to track unless you're putting avid attention into it. Like Jennifer, I was actually a bit surprised that that your closing rate, I guess retention rate, I should say, is, what was it, 33% or so?
Yeah, I would say that. And that, and not only, the thing is too, is that we have some different price structures on like the way that we sell to, depending on what you want out of the treatment. And I also think probably the area that we're at probably helps too. We're in a pretty affluent area. So the people that we get in may be a bit of a bargain hunter, but then most of the time, if they're really convinced and talked well to, they'll stay longer. And we have other services there that, also help too. Because then they go, oh, wow, it isn't just this. Okay, maybe I'll try out this a couple times and learn more, So I think all those things help as well. So, I mean, I still am considering not keeping Groupon. I'm probably not going to, but I think it served its purpose up to what it pretty much can at this point. But I think it did a good part with that, with the retention. We did actually better than I thought we were going to do.
Right. Let me ask you, with using Groupon, does it allow you to collect their information for like email marketing, stuff like that? Because I don't think that they do they?
No.
No.
So
Okay.
you have to capture all that when you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do that.
From my experience with Groupon, is they don't even send you a notification when someone buys something. So I don't know if that's typical, but I would have no idea. If I had it up there now, I would have no idea that someone bought anything. Plus, I don't get their information. So the client has to contact me to set something up. So I can't go ahead and contact them. So it's kind of like, okay, when are they going to contact me? It could be months, it could be weeks. I complained about it, and they're like, well, we don't give you the information. So okay.
Yeah, so it kind of hinders any, later marketing value to them, unless they come in and you pitch them there, or like Jennifer said, you have them fill something out to collect their information while they're in the store. But yeah, for someone who has a mobile business like you, Dan, that's a significant downside to it, because you're moving, so it'd be beneficial for you to be able to get in contact with them as opposed to just waiting.
Yeah, it's with any business. I just don't understand why they just can't give you that information, and then, hey, Mr. Smith, Mrs. Smith, let's set up an appointment. But you have to wait until they contact you. It's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, and that's why I really like using Facebook and Instagram ads, because, and if Groupon implemented this, Facebook would be scared, and I'd be a pro advocate for Groupon, is that Facebook allows you to collect this information, and there's third-party devices or softwares that can put their information into a Google document, like an Excel sheet, like instantly. And then there's also ways to pair that up with a text message notification sent to your phone. So like, it's like you said, like nothing gets missed. And if Groupon had a thing, saying, we'll do it at this discount, and, we'll promote it. And while this is running, we'll be collecting their information when they purchase it, building up your list. Because a lot of people, especially new businesses, they undervalue the importance of, like an email list. And if Groupon were to implement that, it would be a huge game changer. But it's just not. And that's why,
Hi guys.
Bye,
I'm
Ruth.
signing off.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
It's like
have a
7:30.
nice evening.
All
See you
right.
later.
Take care, Ruth.
Yeah,
Thank you for stopping by.
Bye.
Bye.
Bradley should be coming on fairly soon, but yeah, like I was saying, like that's why I'm just real pro Facebook, because there's really nothing special about Groupon aside from a super good discount. in my personal opinion, I feel like Groupon attracts the wrong type of people. You know, it attracts the penny pinchers, and you bring them in at a stupidly low price. Granted, you're getting them in for free, but you're not making any money off them the first time, and you're only going to make money later on out of, most of the time people are seeing a 20% retention rate. But Jennifer's number, even if it's just 33%, getting people in for dirt cheap who are looking for a deal and only being able to, retain a third of the people that come in from it. It's just not. It, like I said, in my opinion, still stands. It's really good if you're just starting out, if you've never done marketing. But the simple fact is, Facebook can do everything that Groupon does, and you don't have to share the revenue with it. And that's just kind of like why I personally believe that Facebook's better than Groupon, even for a new business, simply because it just has all these factors that Groupon doesn't necessarily have, that caters to, a cryotherapy center, mobile or in one location. I don't know if you guys wanted to add your 2 cents in on that, but yeah, that's just.
I mean, I agree for sure. It's been one of those things that honestly, I've seen less and less of too. And I think now that we've established some roots, and it's just kind of like, this is a waste of time and effort, when my effort and our time could be placed a little bit more efficiently, you know what I mean? Because I will say, whenever I get one of those calls, it's like, okay, my front desk will be, okay, this person's coming in, they're a Groupon person. Now I do kind of have to be like, okay, now I'm really gonna have to work on this person, We'll see, let's get this going. But at the same time, I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, do I really want to work this hard, this hard? Because, and not get much out of it, like you were saying, my return rate isn't going to be that great. Now that cryotherapy is actually getting out there a little bit more too, I'm hearing more people. I had someone today, she encountered someone that didn't know cryotherapy, and she was like, she goes, how do you not know cryotherapy? Because it's just becoming more popular. I think it's kind of done its job. And the massage industry, I do orthopedic body work, and we kind of, there is a standard too where you're just like, okay, we need to start weeding out the professionals and the spas in a way of cryo as well, where it's like, okay, the people that are not really educating their clients, people that are in it for a quick buck and not anything else for long term, we need to start separating that. And Groupon's going to be, I think, more for those people. And then there's going to be this bigger rift that's created pretty shortly in the next couple of years, if not sooner,
Mm-hmm.
Do you have more people do the cryotherapy than the massage?
Me personally, no. We actually, so the way that we talk about the way that they go together is we specialize in orthopedic body work and fascial stretch therapy and somatic therapy. So body work to actually help injuries. So that's our moneymaker at my place. Yeah, that's the, cryotherapy is going to help with inflammation and all the other things. But most of our clients are injuries, athletes. So we're like, that's your holistic cortisone, ibuprofen. Now let's get down to it and see where that injury actually can be repaired through body work.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's awesome. What kind of deals were you running on Groupon, or you're still running, I should say? You guys haven't canceled it yet.
So Groupon, whenever they did this is one annoying thing about Groupon, I'll get onto that. But so they were kind of like, well, your deal has to be better. Our deal has to be better than your deal, kind of thing. And I kind of worked around that. So it's the same deals that we offer new clients. So it's new client 25, 3 for 89, and then 5 for 139, I believe. So, but the thing is Groupon will do those discounts randomly, where it maybe we get the same cut, but it like dramatically drops the price. So you're getting people that are even more interested in price, and I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that. So that's another reason I was like, I don't think I'm going to continue this any longer.
Got it. And, how come you haven't, just because, I want to ask this question just because I'm curious, how come you haven't, have you put that first time offer, anywhere else besides Groupon? Have you put it on, I don't know, have you put it on radio? Have you put it on Facebook? Have you put it on, Google,
Well, it's on our website. It's on Facebook. The radio we haven't done. I have done, let me try and think. I do it at events, emails, things like that.
Got it.
So we get those out there. But again, like you were saying, you have to collect those emails. So that's the hard part is like, if I've got your email, you've already been here, But then we'll try and use the massage emails to catalog.
Yeah, and that works. A good way of doing it. Honestly, you don't for Facebook to work, you don't need people's like emails and stuff like that because, like, I'll just give you some insight on how we do it. We the way that we do it for our clients is we don't target their current audience. We actually take their email list from their POS system and exclude them from Facebook from being targeted from our Facebook ads. And so that way we know every month that when we run our ads, this list of, however many people are not going to get our ads. So every client that we bring in are 100% new first-time customers.
See, I'm still kind of learning this stuff too. I'm a hands-on person. So
Right.
I'm trying to learn a lot of these like little things. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But and I mentioned radio, by the way. For you guys and anyone listening, do not do radio. You can't. It's expensive. You can't track if anyone even claimed it or who listened to it. You can't control who listens to it. Just don't do radio ads. I just brought that up there just so it would just as an example.
I have a feeling you've had a bad experience.
Well, like my here I'll tell a little story here. Like my parents owned they still own a construction a bathroom and remodeling company, right? And they paid it was over $2,000 for a radio ad that would play every morning at like 7:00, and they tried it for a week and spent $2,000 on this thing. And it was just a generic radio ad saying, so-and-so construction wants you guys to stay safe as we start off the new school year, something like that. They picked what they said, and like, because it was the cheapest type of ad that was running at the time, and zero, and nobody called the phone because of it, and it's just not. Yeah, and like that's the thing. Like that's why I like getting your guys' perspective on it, because for me, I'm 100% Facebook and Instagram, but I'm biased because one, I know Facebook and Instagram, and I've paid thousands of dollars to know about Facebook and Instagram, stuff like that. So like it's really cool to hear you guys' perspectives on these different things, and like I'm happy that I'm not just we have the similar thoughts on these things, and it's not just me. But I don't know, I do know people who are happy with using Groupon, and they've been using it for like, I don't know, multiple years. The example I was going to bring up, but he's only been open for like 5 months, so I can't really, shout him out. But I do know people who just been using it, and like they're fine, because again, it's just easy,
Mhm.
I guess.
Mhm.
That's probably why I recommend it. Or, if you have to do it when you're new. That's pretty much my overall opinion on it.
I think it's like I'm not educated in how to market myself yet, so I'm gonna just do something and then like learn.
Right. That's a great way of putting it. Like, you just want to, look, I'm here. I'm online. I'm on Groupon. Now give me a second so I can, try and figure out if I want to do something else.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're like, okay, I'm done with that. I'm done. I'm grown up. I'm matured.
Absolutely.
No longer a baby business.
All righty. So this thing's going to kick us all out of here because this platform sucks when there's 3 people on it. But I am switching up the platform a little bit of how these things are going to be hosted, maybe. I'm looking into different platforms. But this has been the CryoHelpers Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for joining. And we had some pretty solid statements about Groupon and some, and I feel like the people who are going to listen to this, they got some really good tips on it, especially from you, Dan. I liked that idea a lot, about pitching it to your current clients, just so you can get a better.
Are they going to see it on audio or video?
They're going to see it on audio.
Oh, thank God! I look terrible. I can't stand.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell you, but like, yeah, you kind of look. No, I'm just kidding.
I can't. The sun is like I look terrible. I think I'm balding. It's awful.
Yeah, it's all good. It's on YouTube, but I got a thumbnail over it right now. They can't see us, so
you can put it on YouTube. I don't care.
No, yeah, it's good.
I mean, it's just awful here. Look at this. It's so bad. I got it. Please.
It's all good, man. All righty, guys. Thank you guys for joining.